when you get wings and it's on like the wing table where it's got all these little like plastic containers and you have to like dip a ladle in and then you like shake everything up to mix it so they're all covered. It's like a syrup. It's not a liquid. It's like a thick, viscous syrup.
Okay.
And so he takes this, and it's not like you can just be like, ugh. Like you have to like get it all out.
Gross.
And like it's slow. Like it's not. He took that immediately, like face red, like whatever, and he was in the bathroom like the rest of like the shift.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, he was not doing well.
Oh, damn.
So that's one.
Damn.
That's one. I used to hate working at Pizza Hut because it was my first job, of course. And I had like a 4-hour shift, which now that I'm older, I know that's not very long.
Yeah.
And it was a part-time job. And I remember going in for a 4-hour shift every time. And I would dread it. Like it would feel like torture. Like I'm just like 4 hours?
Yeah, dude.
4 hours of my life I'm going to be here?
Isn't that crazy thinking about like jobs when we were younger? Is like it was like school. Like you just hated it.
Yeah.
But I say that, but like I was lucky enough to where I had jobs where I met friends that I still hang out with to this day.
Yeah.
I always keep in touch with and all that stuff. So like it ended up turning into where going to work was actually fun and I looked forward to it because I got to hang out with those people. But then there were the days where like those people weren't working and I was just like, I remember going in and being like, this fucking sucks. Like all this blows. I hate this.
Yeah. I have very few people that I've ever liked working with.
Yeah.
Like eventually I work at the cell phone store and I get to, because that's a little bit more intense. We're going to reveal some shit at some point about that place.
Kevin's like the only friend that you.
Kevin's the only one. I had some friends in the beginning, but you know, they ended up not working there eventually and then fall out. Like everyone, like remember there's that one guy that I know that is also named Kevin who moved to Africa.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
And I would say all this cool stuff that he did, but I don't know for sure if that's just stuff I heard or stuff that's real. But he's back and like found his wife there and like they're back with like a kid and everything. Right, and he's reached out to me a couple times just to talk about us and stuff. And you know, we're not like crazy close or anything, but there was a time where like we hung out all the time after work and stuff. They would go to like Newton to that Drooper's like donut place and that guy Joe that I worked with and like we lived with him in the house and stuff. So like there's been some friends along the way, but it's very few. Yeah. And the only one currently is probably Kevin. Yeah. The FOURBRAINEDBROS YouTube channel. Yeah. And you know, he helps us out with some film stuff here and there and probably have him on the podcast in the future. But other than that, dude, no. You know what's funny? Hate everybody.
You know what's funny about Kevin? Not to just like start a subject about Kevin, but like I haven't in person had a conversation with him.
I know, isn't that weird?
The only time I've ever like seen him in person is when I went to the back room of the cell phone store that you both worked at, and he was on the phone with somebody.
Yeah.
That's like all the interaction I've had with him, like in real life. But then like virtually through messages and stuff, we're just like all joking at each other and shit back and forth.
But you've never actually like formally even met him.
So it's so weird because I feel like I know him really well, but I've never like just actually been like, so this is what talking in person with you feels like.
That is weird.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, because I went to the studio that one time and met him there and stuff and like we were talking, but yeah, you weren't there. Like that's funny.
And on the flip side, I always think it's funny that like my friends, because Cameron doesn't hang out with my friends at all. Nope. Only like in the times that they're forced to be with each other or it's just like in passing. Yeah. But what's funny is that like they think of Cameron as this mystical figure, like this like entity that some people might not believe is real. you know, it's like,
because if you think about it, you interact with me so much, like pretty much on a daily basis.
Well, and like since we spent our whole entire like middle school and high school life together, we have so many stories, and a lot of the stories that define me as a person today that I always talk about happened with you. And so everybody just hears these stories and then thinks of you as like this person, this like
that may not exist.
Yeah, this like person that they've never really had a conversation with and shit. So it's just super weird.
And it's funny, very few of those people actually ever like talk to me, like get a chance to talk to me.
Yeah.
Like not that it's privilege. Hard. Yeah, they're privileged enough to be in my presence. But you know, like the very few that like work at the zoo when we're filming at the zoo or something like that, they like stop by, and most of the time like I don't even talk. I'm just there. So if anything, I look like this standoffish like
it might be intimidating
guy that's like
to talk to you.
But that's the image I like.
I wonder if people in my group think you're an asshole.
Oh, I hope so.
Why?
I just love it.
You feed off
because then it's like
negative energy.
Yeah, man. I just like I'm the asshole.
You just slurp up that negative energy.
I think I like that because I'm so much usually like not the asshole in real life. Like
that's your time to actually feel what it's like to be that kind of person.
Yeah. Like, you know, like me and you have to make business decisions and stuff. And a lot of the time I'm like the fucking like the one that wants to not do the good thing. Mm-hmm. Like that. And that's like always interesting. Around your friends are like the only time where like normally I'm the good guy. Huh. Like even like me and Cole played DAYZ like on PlayStation. And like recently I've been playing it. And somebody like totally started like dismantling my base that I was building. I just logged on. No way. And like we didn't have anything valuable in there. Sorry, this is boring. And like anyway, there's a game where you can like build like a base and you can store cool stuff in it. Well, I was building something in theory so that we wouldn't lose anything if somebody broke in. Mm-hmm. They not only did they get in, which there was no locks on anything. They could have got in. I made it to where people could get in without breaking anything. Mm-hmm. They just started dismantling stuff and then taking everything.
That's messed up.
Like all the boards that like make up the anyway. So bastards. I felt really sad last night when I found that. And I found a crate that they emptied that had supplies in it and food. And I moved it to the entrance of this place where if anybody were to get there, this would be the first thing they see. And I just filled it full of food and left it there so that if they come back, they're like, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Oh, this guy was really nice. Feel bad. Yeah.
Damn, dude. That's like some next level psychological shit right there.
Yeah, maybe I'm an asshole.
I think. Yeah, no, that's not a. Yeah, if your intention is to make them feel bad, then it's not a good deed, is it?
I mean,
that's your problem. Is you say stuff like, "I left them food. I'm a good guy."
Well, teachers teach people lessons all the time, and they're not the bad guys. They teach.
I don't know what kind of tone of voice you're doing right now. What kind of character you're trying to pull off. But I hate it.
That's another thing too. It's like always a character. It's like never like a real.
I know.
What other things going on in my job? I remember one time Pizza Hut had these pizza rolls.
Yeah.
And had you ever had any of those? They almost look like crescent rolls with like pepperonis and cheese and like a stuffed crescent roll almost. They basically take a normal piece of pizza dough. They would cut it like a normal piece of pizza before they cooked it. Mm-hmm. They'd almost make it like a pizza and then they would just roll up the individual slices and then throw it through the oven. And then like spray it. So it came out like a little pizzone type thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was on the cut table. So you're the person that when it gets out of the oven, you basically box it, cut it, whatever. It needs to be done before it gets given to a delivery person or to a customer.
Yeah.
And I was about to package them, and this one delivery driver came up behind me, and he was like, I don't know what country he was from, but he was Middle Eastern somewhere. I don't know. He was really cool. I'm not trying to cover up racism by saying he's cool, but anyway, he had an accent and stuff like that. But he came up to me. And he goes, "See those right there?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "That's what I look like."
What?
And they were just like these like puffy pizza rolls, like referencing that's what his penis looks like. And I was just like, gross. And then he just walked away and left me like that. And I'd maybe been there for a week.
That was one of your introductory.
Yeah. And unless you have a story, I have another story of like a first day on the job that was also weird.
A Pizza Hut or like your next place?
Another place.
I say move on. I say this is a good topic. We'll probably take a break.
Cool.
Once that we approach like the 25-minute mark. Perfect. Here we got 4 minutes left.
Okay.
And then we'll just keep it going.
Then I might wait. I'll wait till after the break. So stay till after the break, and I'll do that. Do you have another? You have a comment?
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. So I just thought of another story. I'm trying to think of stories that don't like talk shit on a place or like implement people, because like you work at a job, especially a place like the places we work in, some fun shit's gonna happen, but you don't want to like share it all. But something that I wish Chris was here because he was there for that night and it was just the wildest fucking time. So like it was a late night and it was me, Chris, and a couple other people, but like there was, I can't remember what group it was, but it was like a big business that had all of its employees at a party down in the Guerrilla Forest tent room area. And we had those big propane tank trams before that are like powered by propane. It was like a big deal for those people who haven't seen them. But we had 2 of those lined up because we were the drivers, and they were supposed to come out and hop on the trams, and then we were going to take them back up front. I actually don't think Chris was the driver. I think he was following us on a golf cart. But anyways, this weird it gets like green outside. It's like towards sunset, but like it gets like a dark green, and these horrific looking storm clouds roll up, and it just starts raining so hard. It was just a freak crazy storm, and all the people are like running out because it's their time to go, and they all like hop on the tram. They're like, no, let's get out of here, like we don't want to wait it out. And so we were like, okay. And so Kayla, my friend who was working at the time, hops in the first tram, and she's driving, and I hop in the second one behind her, and I start driving, and the rain starts going sideways, and it's raining so hard. First of all, I can just barely see the taillights of the tram in front of me. It's just so dark. Visibility is shit. And then the rain was hitting so hard, there's no like protective layer on the side of the tram. It was coming at my body so hard that it hurt.
Wow.
And it hurt so bad that I couldn't sit down. I was driving like standing up and moving just because my body couldn't physically take the rain hitting me. And fast forward to, we're like getting close to the front. We're going in between the giraffes and the restaurant. And I'll never get, it's like an apocalypse movie. I think I've told you this before, but like, I'm driving, I can see the taillights in front of me of the first tram, and then all of a sudden people are just screaming in the back. I'm screaming up front, and then I just see one of those giant umbrellas that are in those picnic tables shoot like super fast, just like right past the front of the tram and like hit the fucking railing that the giraffes are in. And I'm like, we're gonna get impaled by umbrellas or some kind of debris. Like there's a tornado out there or something like that. It was so scary, and I was like, one of these passengers are gonna die. Like I'm gonna lose somebody today.
That's so scary.
But nobody died. We got back, and it was a really cool moment because like me, Chris, and Kayla were soaking wet. All of our radios and equipment were soaking wet, and we went into a bathroom, the men's gift shop bathroom, where they had those air dryers. And we pointed the air dryers at a baby changing table and just took out all of our shit and put it on the table and just kept like hitting the air dryers back and forth as we were all just chilling in there.
Damn,
like, just like fucking shaking our heads. It was crazy.
That's amazing.
Good ass times though.
Yeah, it's stuff like that you remember.